So, as an adjunct instructor and a retired police officer, I find that it's fun. I have the opportunity to invite guest speakers to my classes, and they come from all levels of the law enforcement profession. Really enjoy it. My guests come from all walks of life within the profession and out of the profession. I may have attorneys, civil, those in the criminal justice system, prosecutors, defense attorneys. I may have federal agents as well. So what are the benefits of having guest speakers? And for me, it's good guest speakers for the classroom. Real world experience. I mean, when you think about it, those guest speakers bring real world experience to the table, and that enhances the students' experience as well. Diverse perspectives, speakers from various backgrounds and roles in law enforcement. These people can share their viewpoints. This in turn helps students to understand the complexities of the law enforcement world. A good point. Enhanced engagement. I can't tell you enough on this subject. In every classroom, you're going to have the student who's constantly looking at their cell phone, looking at their tablet, not as engaged as you want them to be. Having a passionate speaker, someone who's really tuned in to what they do, snaps quite a few students out of that morose feeling. I'm a people watcher. I tend to look at the students, and the ones that I have that I know are not always locked in, engaged. They tend to be engaged when I have that engaged speaker. Current trends and issues. Guest speakers talk about the current trends, some of the current issues taking place. And I think it's enlightening because when you look at the cuss and discuss, or the back and forth between the guest speaker and the audience, works out well for both. Current trends and issues is definitely a benefit. Critical thinking skills. When I think about it from that area, that perspective, critical thinking skills really encourages the student to ask questions. That really firmly puts them in the critical thinking environment, to think about the questions they ask, to rehash in their mind what they've asked, and to expand on their initial questions. I think it's great to have a guest speaker from that standpoint. Motivation and inspiration, that I know well. I have had guest speakers who have had some very tough beginnings, who ended up in law enforcement, went into the profession, and those tough beginnings, some of their experiences have helped them to negotiate their way into the professional law enforcement mindset and career. When I think about that also, I also think about the impact that has on the students. I've had occurrences where a police representative, a police officer, detective, prosecutor told a personal story, and that impacted my students in such a way that they waited until after the presentation, until after the class, to sit and talk with my guest speaker and tell them what an emotional impact or a motivational impact it had on the student. Another good point. Yeah, I would agree with that. Skill development. What can you say about that? Can learn valuable communication skills from engaging with the guest speaker on that level. They ask questions, they're participating in discussions. There's a lot of back and forth. And I think it gives them that I think it helps for them to essentially grow at that early stage. And so guest speakers help on that level as well. When you think about the benefits really help the student to understand that space that they're in with regard to future employment opportunities, the different areas of law enforcement that they can work in. It's just a huge benefit from so many different aspects. All right, so those are all good points. Something to consider. Yes? So I guess that's it. I'll see you on the next one.